everybody. Welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Viall Files Going Deeper edition. I'm your host, Nick, joined by the household, Genevieve, Amanda. We got Allie and Derek. Our pop culture correspondent returns. Natalie, Joy, how have you been doing, babe?
Oh my gosh.
What have you been up to? Where have you been?
I'm so glad you asked. I've been dying to tell you. We went to a wedding in Alabama, and then I went to Georgia for like a week and did some wedding planning. So
how's it going?
I feel like we got a lot accomplished. It's just going to be such a big surprise to Nick. He's going to have literally no idea until he gets there.
You think so? I feel like I'm kind of
I feel
in the
like
know.
I've been like explaining it to you, and then but when you get there and you see it all the day of, you'll be like, oh, that's what you you picked that.
How would you rate my support when it comes to the wedding planning? Like, am I doing a good job, or am I like
supporting me, or
am I
just
like allowing you to be creative and like giving you what you need, or do you need more hands-on?
Well, I guess, support is you're supporting from afar for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
Well, Nick's help when I asked his opinion on something, it was, what if we had a night ceremony and we used flash photography? And I was like, well, and that's enough of your ideas.
That was my trick. Just give a bunch of bad ideas.
That's really smart, actually.
Literally. So I never asked him again.
Let's do it in a tree.
Let's climb up.
Tree.
Yeah.
What is wrong with some flash photography?
He just wanted a night ceremony. I was like, well, it is on a farm, so it will be literally in the pitch black. We will have to give everyone like nighttime goggles.
Like one of those like heads.
So funny.
Those they hand out those heads with flash lamps like we had on Special Forces. Yeah.
I did decide to, for our welcome party, get a mechanical bull. So there's
That's
that.
so fun. That is so fun.
Yeah. So Nick will be.
So much for the surprise to our guests.
No, they have to know because they can't show up in dresses and heels, They got to be ready to.
Bull riding attire.
Little cowboy.
thing.
Is it like a themed welcome party?
Well, it's, on a farm. So I feel like might as well lean into the farm country vibe.
I love it. Yeah.
Because our wedding is super formal. So I was like, that could be fun to just have a.
Like a fun, loose welcome party before.
Yes.
Are you not bringing your boyfriend?
I don't know.
He's imaginary.
I have to see if I can book an actor for that weekend.
Okay.
I haven't gotten my normal guys avails for that weekend.
It is
yet.
okay if you're single. Like, I don't care, Genevieve. It's fine.
I think I'll be fired.
You won't allow me to work here if I'm not in a relationship. Yeah.
Anyway, we have a fantastic episode for you today. The one, the only Blac Chyna, also known as Angela White, is with us. Super excited for this conversation. I didn't really know what to expect from Angela. I was a little nervous.
She terrifies me.
She was a little intimidating. I thought she was intimidating, but I thought she was lovely. Really, just a giving guest.
Well, I just was a little nervous because I know she popped off on Brian Austin Green on the show.
Yeah,
and I was like, what if I ask a wrong question? And she's like, you know what? No, fuck you. And I was just so scared. And then I did kind of ask a question that she was like, and what does that mean? And I was like, oh, nothing. It means nothing. I know nothing. Well, shut the fuck up.
She's just very powerful. Like, she's very kind and cool and like funny. Like, she's super funny, but powerful. A powerful person.
Really didn't know what to expect, but really enjoyed our chat. Really. Yeah. And I hope you guys enjoy listening to it as much as we enjoyed talking with Angela. But what a great episode. What do we have to talk about before we get to
Lots of Taylor. Lots of Taylor. Okay, so we all remember that Donna, Kelce, Travis, and Jason's mom was kind of asked about Taylor, and she said that Taylor was okay. I think that was just kind of a big misunderstanding, but it seems like the dad is kind of setting the record straight and said that she's a very sweet girl and that she was picking up trash in the suite after the game.
Wait, we love.
Love. Absolutely love.
That sounds like Taylor.
It does. Yeah. Everyone's saying that she was wearing like white Nikes with a red, like the swoosh was red, and that Travis bought it for her for the game. But it's like, those are $135. It's like pocket change to Taylor. What a good gift, Travis.
Wait, what do you expect? Like, because Taylor's...
He was like, can I get the most expensive Nikes you have? They're like, all we have is $150. He's like, I need it to cost more than that. Charge me more.
Yeah, charge me $50,000.
Add a tip.
Yeah, I mean, she's a billionaire, so what? you know? But like, you know, this is
Big
also
whoop. Aren't we all?
well, you know, she was helping pick up trash in a sense.
In her $150 Nike shoes. She is just like us.
Literally, she's just a normal, wonderful person. And by normal, we mean a star. But yeah, she's down to earth.
That is, I feel like what the great thing about this relationship is that like she and Travis, like we have seen more of Taylor in the last 2 months than we have in the last like 2 years with her relationship with Joe. Like it felt really private and it felt like she had to do that because she was like so aware of how big she was. But this feels like obviously paparazzi's following her everywhere, but it's probably kind of fun for her to be like, yeah, let's go on a date, you know, out in public and like not stay home. Like that must feel kind of like refreshingly normal for her to be able to like go out and do things.
Yeah. You can also just imagine, not to like jump into her sex life or anything like that, but like she went from Maddie Healy to Travis Kelce. Maddie Healy's like this little spaghetti string. And Travis is like throwing her around the bedroom.
Oh, yeah. That photo, the height difference between the two of them.
Literally.
It's so exciting. She gets to be small for the first time ever.
But think about all the guys that she's dated.
Not super tallies.
Just kind of, you know, the little ones.
Whittle.
Yeah, it must be such a truly an upgrade.
She probably is just nonstop like looking at his biceps. Like those are massive.
Her neck must hurt because she's never had to look up that much before. But it's probably like a good hurt.
Is
Like,
she a tall girl?
yeah, she's like 5'10" and she always wears heels.
Good for her.
I know.
A real fun upgrade. I don't know.
Yeah. And to what you were saying about how she like wasn't seen for so long, like it seemed like she was really within that relationship because there was such a disparity of like her being a very public person and Joe not. I feel like there was a way where she must have felt guilty for things that weren't her fault. Not necessarily because Joe was trying to make her feel that way, but I'm sure like if there was time where they got like attention or where they weren't able to kind of like exist in a more covert manner.
It's like he was needy without even trying because he had certain needs. She was probably trying to cater to make sure he was always comfortable.
Totally.
And by default, that's kind of a needy partner. I think Taylor's just asking Travis just to toss her around.
Oh, for sure.
Just toss me. Throw me.
Oh, for sure.
Catch me like a tight end.
Hot.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the songs. Oh my God, she posted an Instagram story, or an Instagram post where she's holding up a 1 and her like music producer is holding up 10. And so people are like, she's announcing TS 11. Is 1, 10, 11. I can't wait to hear those fucking songs.
Wow.
TS 11
has
her 11th
Taylor,
album.
Has Taylor ever talked about like sex in her songs?
Oh yeah, she has a group of songs that people call her ovulation songs.
Really?
Yeah. They're really sexy songs. Yeah.
Really sexy.
Like what's the hottest lyric that Taylor has in the ovulation song?
Dress is a really sexy song.
Well,
yeah.
What's the lyric?
Only bought this dress so you can take it off.
Period.
Damn, Taylor.
Period.
He looks up grinning like a devil. I mean, Cruel Summer isn't one of her sexy songs, but yeah, I mean, being
Now, do you think Taylor will put on one of her songs, like come out wearing one of the dresses, or is that because it's about another guy that it's just kind of nah?
I feel like because it's one of her own songs. If I were dating a musician,
that'd be really
I
weird.
was. And if my ex had put one of his songs on aux and like come out and been like, I'd be like, absolutely not. Like, I love your music. It is so wonderful. I love watching you play. Turn it off. Turn it
right
the
now.
hell off. Yeah.
I think it's different when it's guys and girls. Like if I were dating a musician, I would have fun with it. I mean, I guess it depends if she turned it on.
Okay, going to music class immediately. Holy fuck. Well, I have a dream to date a musician, so like,
Baby,
okay.
I'm just like thinking on the spot.
No, don't worry.
Natalie, if you were gonna take up like music, like what instrument would you play? Or like, do you feel like you aspire to have the energy
Yeah,
of
baby,
like
what
a
would you
drummer,
play?
a bass player?
Triangle.
The piano.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I've told Nick that several times, and surprisingly, every Christmas or birthday he forgets. So
Do you want me to buy you a piano?
piano?
Do you want piano lessons for Christmas?
Kinda. I want to be a musician.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
We should get adults lessons, like the kinds of stuff you get lessons for when you're a kid, like piano
Yes.
lessons. That's a great gift for an adult.
Yes, let's circle back.
Well, Taylor is, if nothing else, she is a good luck charm because Travis's stats when Taylor is at the game twice as good. Yeah, he's averaging over 100 yards per game, which is, for those of you who don't know, very good. 100 yards for a tight end receiver. pretty good. When Taylor's not there, he's only averaging 46.5 yards per game.
Oh, that's nothing.
I mean, when
That's
you're
so
when you're
bad.
tight end in the league, okay, needs his girlfriend to show up to do well.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, by a little extra motivation. I'm sure he's always like, Pat, you got to throw me the ball.
Oh my God, like what motivated you more in like middle school, high school than like knowing your crush was around?
For sure.
Like
Literally.
literally his crush is there and it's probably the biggest motivation ever.
Not the same
100%.
level, but it was sophomore year of high school. I was playing soccer. My girlfriend, who it was actually my home. It was essentially my homecoming
Just a
day.
musician.
Don't worry, babe.
Literally.
Don't worry, babe. We literally
She played the trombone.
we lit-
Hot.
she was in band. We literally never kissed.
Oh my God.
You never kissed.
We never kissed. Don't worry.
And she was your girlfriend? And this is
She
sophomore
was
year
my-
of high school?
Embarrassing.
Loser.
Loser.
Oh, I tried.
She
So
didn't want
hard.
to kiss you?
She just was known for never.
Did you have bad breath or something?
She didn't kiss anyone. Anyway,
Okay.
soccer sophomore year, I scored, and then maybe one of the coolest plays I ever did. And so I scored. She was there, and then on soccer when your team scores, the other team kicks it off, right?
Mhm.
And so oftentimes they do it like when you're young, you just like kick it as far as you can, right? But when we get to high school, you try to have some sort of play, like you have to like tap it to your teammate, and then your teammate will sometimes kick it backward to kind of set up a play.
Yes.
Well, they kicked it backwards, and I stole it and immediately dribbled, I don't know,
Dribbled, yeah.
dribbled down the court
I'm
and
gonna need
scored
a
again.
PowerPoint.
So I scored like twice in 10 seconds with my girlfriend,
And
who I
she
never
still
kissed.
didn't kiss you after
Yeah,
that.
I think we
She
broke
was
up like 2
saving
days
her
later.
lips for her trombone.
Literally.
I think she played the trumpet. Yeah.
How did I know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was her name? Christy?
Hey, Christy. Hoping you're
Shout
well.
out.
Should I look
babe.
her up?
Hoping you're well. How
Yeah.
did the band teach you? Are you still a musician or no?
I think she's like an accountant.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
she was very smart. Probably still is.
I wonder if she's kissed anyone by now.
I don't know. Probably. Anyway.
Well, could you call in, Christy? We're curious. Did you see her 87 bracelet? Taylor, not
Taylor's?
Christy.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did you already talk about that?
I think we might have.
Do you
know
think
if we
she
did.
made it or do you think Travis made it for her?
She made it.
I don't know because so he had a bracelet that had vigilante shit, which is like not one of her like sexier songs. It's kind of more one of her like villainous songs. But during the Eras tour, she has a really sexy like dance to it. And so he was wearing that bracelet. And I like to think like she made that for him or he made that for him. And then like he made this for her. Or she made, like they did a little like tradesies.
Could you imagine a little date in Travis's home or like in her New York loft, like
Making
sitting on the
friendship
ground,
bracelets.
making friends? Like they ordered
so cute.
Chinese. I
That sounds so.
want to do that.
Debbie, whatever you want.
I feel
We
like I
can
would
play
spell it
piano.
wrong and you would too, Nick. Like on our friendship bracelet.
100%.
We have
I mean, like, with my
we'd have
bracelet, you're like,
typos.
the I is after the E. or-
Vigilante hits?
like, what? I'm like, fuck! Damn it!
Yeah, I'd be like, no!
I would 100% do that. Speaking of down to earth, or not, or lack thereof, Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater. I'm just kidding. I just, if Taylor Swift is down to earth, maybe Ariana is down to earth. I don't know. I don't think so. Probably not.
Just what a bad look to like
I
in the
once
same
saw-
month that you moved in together, be like out and touchy in public. I assume in the same city where his ex-wife lives. Like that's just a bad look.
Do you think they should move cities?
Yeah.
Out of the country.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah. Well, but they already were, and then they moved back. Go away.
People do have a right to break up, but it's just such a bad optics when you leave a marriage with kids and immediately
For a singer who has a song "Break Up with Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored."
yeah, and thank you
well,
next and a track record for it, and then just not give a fuck and be out canoodling.
I mean, that's kind of like the Kyle and
Taylor would never.
Mauricio.
What?
Kyle and Mauricio. Did you see was spotted holding hands with his Dancing with the Stars pro?
Yeah, Emma Slater.
Is there
We
any
had-
reason you would hold hands? Because I know that like Dancing
For
with the
votes.
Stars. Okay.
In public? Like not
I mean, Harry, who's also on Dancing with the Stars, and he's dancing with
Riley.
yeah, that is the fakest of the fakest relationships for sure. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Harry is, if nothing else, a internet pro and fairly disingenuous when it comes to his relation. He'll do anything for a click. Seems like a nice guy, but also just
She also graduated high school 4 months ago.
She graduated high school 4 months ago? How old's Harry?
28.
Huh. Well,
So
he'll
she's
do anything.
18?
He'll do anything for a vote. He remarkably gets away with a lot.
She
It's shocking.
graduated high school and now she's a Dancing with the Stars pro?
I think her sisters are also.
Her sister
Yeah.
was a pro for a while, and has been. I think she like took a sabbatical. She just had a kid. I think maybe.
Yeah.
Harry's 26.
Anyway, I mean, Dancing with the Stars. They love a good couple romance type of thing, you know. And so some people play it up. Some of it's real. People have gotten married. People have married their pro partners in the past. Some people just fake relationships, you know. I feel like the Harry holding hands with
Kylie.
Kylie.
I mean, sorry,
Riley.
Mauricio.
Riley.
Oh,
boy.
wait. we're all confused.
Riley is Harry's dancing partner.
And then
Yeah.
Mauricio is Emma, and they were just spotted holding hands.
That I wonder. I could see that happening.
Well,
It's-
I could see that being real.
He's not even. They're separated, right?
But
Officially married, but she isn't. Kyle kind of doing her thing.
well, yeah, but she'd posted a photo of them like kind of supporting him, and everyone was like, "Oh, yay, they're supporting each other publicly. Like that's nice." And then she deleted that photo.
Oh
So-
boy.
She seems
Recently,
perhaps a little upset.
about holding hands with Emma.
Yeah, after that happened.
It always makes me wonder, like, what happened? Because they,
Did I text
We're
Emma and ask
together-
her if it's real, if it's fake?
more so meant about Kyle and Mauricio, like why they are separated. Because they've been together for like 40 years or something crazy.
Emma might know that too.
40 years they've been
That's-
together for that long.
Okay, she's probably like 45, but I think, like,
Yeah, wait.
they've been together for a really long time. And so it's like, what,
But hasn't
after all
Kyle
those years,
been out
like what
there
happened?
doing her thing?
Sure.
You know, she's been hanging out with Morgan. I mean,
Yeah. They're
it seems like they've been having understanding. You know,
I'm watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for the first time. I'm on like season 1.
Do you love it?
Yeah,
It's so
it's
good.
crazy.
It's insane.
It's also sorry, like I
the
know
new
this is,
season's out. Yeah,
yeah.
I think
I
so.
think so.
Yeah.
I'm starting from the like very, very beginning because my friend was like, that was the like kind of got me into Housewives. She was like, it is some of the best television you'll ever see, like season 2. So just like get started. But it's so interesting to see her and Mauricio because they definitely seem to have one of the like stronger, more durable, love-filled marriages on the show.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just compared to like Camille and Kelsey Grammer, but they seem, yeah, I don't know. They
I
seem
know.
very
That's what I'm
heartfelt.
saying. It's so, it always makes me be like, wow, that's so scary that after that long, something,
Can still happen.
and you can like give up. You know, like I'm sure they've had issues throughout the 40 years or so they've been married.
They were married in 1996.
Well, I
So
can't do the math.
27?
So.
Yeah,
Close
That's a
enough to
long
40.
time.
Yeah,
Close
27,
enough.
40.
if you stop trying, it's
I guess. Yeah. That's just sad.
you know, and they live in Beverly Hills, surrounded by temptation. They're in the spotlight. They'll always have options. Got to prioritize your relationship,
It's true.
or it won't. A relationship won't prioritize itself.
Speaking
know?
of housewives, Kim Zolciak, she got a vaginal rejuvenation surgery.
What is that?
What does that mean?
I believe it's where they just like tighten everything up, you know, like very much it gets tightened and
Can we
plumped.
confirm
and
this, Genevieve?
Yeah.
well, let's use our context clues. Vaginal rejuvenation.
To firm up the skin around your vagina or tighten the vaginal canal.
Well, you're in the plastic surgery
That's what I
arena.
just
Like, What
said.
is it safe? Is it
Tighten everything up. Yeah, it's a pretty common surgery actually.
how does it how does it look afterwards? Because like, you know, you can notice a BBL. Can you notice a tightener upper?
There's some scars there for sure because there's some cutting involved
Okay.
to tighten. You got to cut some loose skin off to tighten the rest of it. So there's some scarring, which, you know, some people scar worse than others. So like depends.
But
But
You
like
can cover it up with some
makeup, what would you?
like a
Lingerie.
beard, you know?
Okay, a beard.
You know, like a right? No.
Yeah, sure.
It
Yeah.
improves sexual sensations.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not just cosmetic.
It
So-
improves confidence.
Will insurance pay for it?
Ooh.
Doubt it.
a good costume.
Depends on your
Probably not.
insurance.
Wait, as someone who did like work in the plastic surgery world, are there any procedures where you have a really strong opinion on it? Whether it's like, oh, this seemed to be one where there was a super high success rate. I think it's very worthwhile for people interested, or ones where you're like, absolutely not. Hell no, you could not pay me enough money.
I mean, honestly, BBLs are very scary.
Yeah.
I mean, liposuction in itself is very hard to recover from. And so pulling out all of the fat and then injecting it into your butt, the way that they do it is just, it's just
They're
scary.
aggressive.
It's very aggressive.
They're in there just kind of
Yeah. So you're
sucking out your fat and like treating your body like it's.
Yeah. You can't sit like normally for weeks after. You have to
What
sit
do you
on,
do?
you have to sit on a pillow, or like I've seen, like we would tell patients if they were flying to and from, you had to, when they said you could take off the seatbelt, you had to like put your knees on the floor and like lean on your seat to like get your butt off of the seat.
Prayer position.
Literally prayer position on the airplane.
Does the airplane allow this?
Well, that's why
When
when
the
the
seatbelt
seatbelt
sign is off, I guess you can do whatever you want.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
just like really scary.
Do you roam around the plane
No,
when
God,
the
no.
seatbelt
Do
sign?
you?
Well, if it's a really long flight, sometimes I'll do a lap. Yeah, I'll try to. Well, because I don't want to bother people, and I feel like the aisles are so narrow. So it's like there has to be kind of like some space for me to like roam. But yeah, if in a perfect world, I'd be roaming around the plane. I would be.
Okay.
You just like checking out your other peers.
I'm just like moving. Because I feel like I get very like wound up, or I'm just like I just need to be released a little bit. I need to be walked, and a plane.
You walked.
Plane's not great for that.
Britney Spears deactivated Instagram ahead of bombshell memoir release date. Sounds like there's a lot of tea in this book.
Yeah.
And I've heard clips of the audiobook. She sounds wonderfully normal.
Oh.
You know, it sounds like incredibly coherent. I don't know if that's weird to say, but like Britney doesn't always sound. Sometimes she sounds incredibly playful,
Yes.
and you just don't know if
So you can take her seriously.
it's grounded.
Well, it's like you don't want a playful person reading your audiobook. That's one of my pet peeves is because like sometimes I'll listen to audiobooks where it's like the author just read it and I don't mean to be rude. And also maybe someone's listening to this and being like, fuck you, Amanda, you don't have a voice for podcasting. But some people don't have a voice for audiobooks. Like there's this one man who his voice kept breaking at the end of every single line. And I could see how someone being ultra playful might not work. So it's good to hear she was able to deliver.
It seems
A great performance.
You did an audio,
brutal.
but you hated it.
No, I mean I struggled because reading.
Duh.
But I got through it. I don't know what the people thought who listened to it.
Did you try to be playful?
No,
You didn't.
It was
I- no,
a
I-
bedtime thing, right?
I tried to put.
No, he
No,
did that one
my-
too. But for his Don't
No.
Text Your Ex Happy Birthday, he did an audiobook for it.
Yeah, I had to read it.
But I do remember what
Humbling.
story did you read? Your nighttime story? What
Yeah.
was that on?
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping
Calm.
Beauty.
Yeah.
I remember, on the Calm app, my sister used to do those with my niece when she was like 3 or 4. And she did the Cinderella one and it was you. And she was like, we had just started talking. And she was like, oh my God, I just found this guy on Calm.
And here we are.
And then I listened to it every single night. What? What?
Practice piano.
Well, I practice the piano. Yeah.
Wait, I want to talk about the Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber. She finally talked about their really different outfit choices. And she was basically like, it's not a big deal. Like, he may want to wear this and I may want to wear that. Like, we don't sit at home, like, coordinating outfits.
I get that.
I get that too, but it's just like a lack. I think people's issue is like it feels like a lack of respect when they're showing up to like her events and he's wearing sweats and Crocs.
No, I agree.
Yeah, there's a difference between matching outfits
Yeah.
and not giving a fuck.
Yeah. And like going so far, not giving a fuck that it's like, okay, if you wore sweats and like a trucker hat and some sneakers, cool. But you like wore yellow Crocs, a pink hat, the hoodie zipped up all fucking weird.
Like he didn't dress up for it. He was like playing video games or whatever Justin does on his free time. And then she was like, okay, we got to go, babe. And he just got off the
up.
couch, put some footwear on and left the house. Right? Like,
When you compare it to like he should have showed up like looking sharp, ready to go, like bada bing, bada boom, it's like it doesn't seem great. But if you compare it to maybe he really didn't want to leave the house that day and he still made it out, then it's like, hey, that's ultimately a W.
that's some bare minimum shit right now.
Yeah,
there.
but oh God, like I feel like when you're in your like depression cave and like you have like 4 different cups in your room that you need to like take to a different place. There's like so much like clothing that's been worn once and you're like, it's not clean, it's not dirty. Like, I feel like you can just like mental health wise end up in some really like
So we're just
Ugh.
applauding Justin Bieber for just getting up.
I'm saying we don't know.
I
Could
do
be.
remember seeing there was like influencer friends of mine who went to that event and he was obviously there and he was like in their stories and was like poking fun and was being playful at the event. And so it's like, well, I feel like, I don't know. I just would have maybe liked to see him in some jeans.
I feel like
I'm not
even if
expecting
you
a suit.
showed up in jeans and a sweatshirt, people still would have been like, "Oh, Justin, why?" Like this was like 10 degrees worse than that.
Do you think they
know?
thought
Yeah.
about this afterwards? Like maybe she didn't even care and he didn't care, but obviously the internet cared.
And
Or
then
maybe
Haley
she
was like,
did
wait.
care. Maybe she cared. Was like, "Ugh, whatever, it's fine." And then the internet validated her frustrations, you know?
Mm.
But do you think they fought about it afterwards? Like, do you think Justin is, she's going to publicly have his back, which, as she should. But like going forward, I guess the big question is, what will he be, like, will he ever show up in this
Guess we'll see.
I think
clown?
it's
I mean, it's a clown outfit.
I think it depends on if there was any kind of conversation about it before they left. Because if there was any kind of her being like, come on, like, don't wear that, then I think they would have fight about it because then she's like, I told you so. If someone like took a stance where they could be right or wrong, then maybe they had a fight about it.
yeah.
But if she was just like, okay,
Whatever,
look at
know,
you.
yeah.
Maybe we're just not on that level. Maybe we don't know what it's like to be an A-list superstar. But if you had some sort of event that you put, I guess, any effort into that required us showing up and me coming as support and I like rolled off the couch and fucking, you would be deeply hurt and offended,
Yeah.
right?
No, I would.
I don't know how
yeah.
else, I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes.
And it's not like I would be expecting you to come in a suit or come in,
just
like
to-
dressed up in any way.
to
But
treat
it's
it like the event that it is, something that you cared about.
yeah.
And to roll out of bed like I have to go pick up rice from the grocery store because we forgot it, and I will just wear whatever the fuck. There are times I show up to the grocery store, hoping I don't get noticed.
They do kind of look like there is a fire drill and they both had to like run out of the house immediately.
She said these comments have kind of resurfaced, but she said these things before that specific event for her company. So I wonder if her feelings changed after that event. Because it's like, yeah, wear different things to dinner, whatever. But like, this feels like what people are the
This
most.
is not about wearing the same thing.
I think I would be more concerned about dinner feeling like on the same level because I would feel like such a fucking idiot if I'm in a really nice dress and my boyfriend's scrubbing it and we're out at a dinner and it's just the two of us versus if it's some big event that I'm in charge of and like he's scrubbing it, it's like, okay.
Well, it depends on
moving
where you're going. If you're out and getting like a hot dog and you're dressed up, and that's weird. But if you go to a nice dinner and you're appropriately dressed and he's wearing scrubs, he's looking like the scrub.
Scrubs.
Do you guys do that before dates? Like kind of like touch base and be like, do we want to wear it? Because I feel like you must.
I'll definitely tell Nick and be like, I'm not putting on makeup. And he'll be like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'm like, I'm just going to wear a hoodie and some jeans or something. So I definitely will give him a heads up of like, hey, I'm not trying tonight, like just to let you know. So if you don't want to go out now all of a sudden because you're embarrassed of me, we can stay home.
And I don't play piano.
And I don't play piano. And I kissed you on the first date. And obviously I should have held out a little longer. Anyways.
No.
I do want to say that I was at the grocery store the other day and this sweet woman, her name is Karen. Girl, if you're listening, she came up and she said she loved me on the podcast and it was such a sweet moment. And I was like, wait, I love you. And we hugged. It was so cute. And I just wanted to say that was really nice.
That's amazing.
It was.
That is so. Because I feel like, Nick, you always say like your favorite ones are when people recognize you like from podcasts as opposed to like Bachelor-y
Oh my God. Yeah.
run-ins. So it's like a good.
It's not like, wait, you're Nick's fiance, baby mama? She was like, no, I love you on the podcast. And I was like, I will cry right here next to the avocados. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Mm.
It was.
Speaking of really nice, Queen Elizabeth's childhood best friend slams Meghan Markle.
She's
She's 91 years old and she's talking shit.
That's what I was just about to say. Queen Elizabeth still has friends
That's
around.
a fucking grudge. The 91-year-old who was one of the late Queen's maids of honor, wow, at her coronation in 1953, claims the Duchess of Sussex thought it would be riding around in a golden coach and treated like a movie star. I think the thing about Meghan was she had no idea what was expected of her, really. Glenn Connor, what a name, said on the Rosebud with Giles She was on a podcast?
Also, I'm sorry, this is the most British Rosebud with Giles Bandreth. Like, it's the most British podcast name I've ever heard.
91-year-olds doing a podcast?
Well, do you know Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Her whole concept of the podcast is she interviews women in their 70s. Because she's like,
Fun.
we forget about, like, we
I love
discard
that.
people, and it's,
No, I love that, but boy.
Like, did she not know about the Viall Files? This 91-year-old?
I just say good for
We
her.
love to talk Megan.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, if you're out there,
Really?
if you want to talk more, Glenn Connor, come on over. Rosebud with Giles. Okay, anyways.
I mean, this feels like very baseless shit talk. This is like so obviously, this is
So
like so obviously
unnecessary.
a friend who like is parroting a line that you said when you were at your peak rant on the phone. You know, where it's like, she just expected it to be a golden coat. You know, like this is so clearly secondhand information.
I gotta say, I bet 91-year-olds or 70 and above are probably great interviews because they don't give a fuck.
Oh my gosh.
So what do you want to know? You know?
Anything.
Anything. I'll answer. And they're not thinking of it as like talking shit or ending up in a clickbaity headline. They're just like, yeah, I'll answer your question.
I feel like you should get Kathy from Golden Bachelor on,
We should.
Oh my gosh.
right?
Do we get to interview Gold? Oh,
Some
I would
golden
love
ladies.
to.
We'll see.
She would be good though, because she's in that like age bracket. She had a little bit of drama. She was like, listen, like I told her to zip it, and I don't give a fuck.
Let's talk some shit.
Let's talk some shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that about does it. Is it time to get to Blac Chyna? All right. Well, before we do, don't forget to send in those questions at asknick@theviallfiles.com for all things Ask Nick, texting office hours. Also, don't forget, if you love your updates, we got a bunch for you. Last week, we dropped one behind Viall Files Plus. This week, we have one for all of y'all. Everyone gets to listen to this week's update special, but if you're thirsting for more, don't forget, there's so many more episodes available. Those updates are waiting to be listened to behind Viall Files Plus. Let's go to viallfiles.com. Free to sign up. Check it out. You will not regret it. And just a reminder for all the people who were bummed that Special Forces wasn't on this Monday. Also not on next Monday. They're taking 2 weeks off because of baseball. But we're back. Big up. And I get my ass kicked the next episode. Real bad.
And you cry.
And I cry.
And you talk about me
I'm going to talk about Natalie and
Aw.
her baby.
and the baby.
So
We saw her in 3D yesterday.
I actually get some screen time, you know?
And the doctor said she's
Photogenic.
photogenic.
And her first ever photo, 3D photo.
Yeah. And we said, you probably said that to all of the parents. And they're like, no, we don't.
And you said, you probably
And
say
they
that
do.
to all the
And
parents.
they do. Yeah, and they do. But it's okay because we believe it.
She looked good.
She
Yeah.
did look good.
She looked great.
Gorgeous, healthy baby. We love
We
it.
love.
Blac Chyna, everybody. Cozy up this fall with the unmatched comfort of Me Undies. Ladies, I know you're listening. If you have a man in your life, you know that he probably needs some sort of underwear intervention. Sadly, that's just one of the many flaws of men. We will wear a pair of underwear until you take it away from us, really.
The quote from Derek was, until it disintegrates.
Yeah. I don't know why we do such a thing. I think we will always welcome a new pair of fresh, clean underwear and treat the men in your life and yourself with a pair of incredibly comfortable underwear from Me Undies, the softest and most breathable underwear we've all experienced. The whole household is enjoying a comfortable pair of undies.
Huge
Me
fan.
Undies.
The designs are just fun. People, it's just fun to get you and your partner matching underwear. I did that for my boyfriend.
What did you
He's-
get him?
Okay, so it's called Otter This World, and it's 2 otters with like little space helmets, and they're like in couples and they're out of outer space. It's actually really cute. When I was ordering for him, I could pick from like all these different styles. You know how sometimes it's when you want a pattern, there's only one style that you can get for like the fun pattern. With Me Undies, I really appreciate that all of their different ones, whether like he likes a longer boxer brief. I learned this about him. I could get him the fun pattern in the exact design he wanted, and he's obsessed with it. It's so comfy. He wears it all the time.
It's breathable, stretchy, and so comfy, making it ideal for all-day wear. So upgrade your underwear closet. God knows everyone listening probably could use a fresh pair of Me Undies, and maybe a few. Get 25% off your first order plus free shipping. Go to meundies.com/VIALL. That's meundies.com/VIALL for 25% off plus free shipping. Me Undies, comfort from the outside in. That's MeUndies, meundies.com/VIALL. The show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Winter's approaching, and we all know that seasonal blues is a real thing. get ahead of those blues with BetterHelp. That's right. BetterHelp is helping people take care of their mental health like never before. It can be real challenging, as we've talked so many times. The burden of trying to find a good therapist and just the anxiety about taking that leap and to prioritizing your mental health. Well, BetterHelp does make it easier to do so. It's more affordable than in-person therapy and just 10 times more convenient because you can do it from the comfort of your home. You can do it on vacation. You could do it on a lunch break. You could do it in your car. As long as you have a phone or tablet or computer, you can talk to a therapist through BetterHelp. You can get into therapy today. Just go to betterhelp.com, take a quick answer a few questions about what you're looking for, why you want to talk to someone, and they will assign you with one of their many, many therapists. You can be talking to a therapist in as little as 48 hours. They are working with more and more therapists every day, making it more possible to find a therapist that you're comfortable with, because that is really important when it comes to therapy. You want someone qualified, you want someone good, but you also just want someone that that you feel comfortable with talking to, not every person you sit across from or talk to on a phone chat, you want to talk about your deepest, darkest secrets. Other people make you feel more comfortable, and it's a bit of a process to find, someone, and BetterHelp makes that process incredibly easy and comfortable. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/VIALL today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/VIALL. Angela.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good.
We're so excited to have you.
Thank you. You look excited.
I am.
He does look excited.
This is my excited look. Yeah. It was like, soon as I met you on Special Forces, I thought, I have to get Angela on the show.
Thank you.
It was really fun getting to know you.
Yeah.
How you been?
Good. It was very brief.
Special Forces.
Yeah.
Well, it was like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 days.
Do you want to start with Special Forces and then we'll get into you, or where do you want to start?
We can start wherever.
Okay.
I'm down. I'm here.
Let's start with Special Forces. Why did you decide to go on?
A couple of things. Do you want the funnies? No, I was kidding.
Oh, I just want the real. We just
The
want
real
and
we
the real.
want laughs, we want tears, whatever.
Okay. I
Whatever you have
wanted
to
to see.
offer.
I wanted to see if I could really do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I wanted to know if they would really let me on. I'm like, okay, why Blac Chyna? Like Special Forces. Very interesting. Very
Okay. So curiosity.
Yeah, curiosity, and I wanted to see was it really intense? Because I
Okay.
know how sometimes on TV they can beef it up.
Yeah.
No, it was really that.
Yeah. It truly.
It was that.
So were you surprised by how real it was? Like when they told us we were going to the bathroom and what food we were eating. That's when it
Yep.
really got real for me.
Yeah, it got really real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used a lot of salt on their food, by the way.
The food was brutal. What was the most shocking thing that surprised you the most?
That we couldn't talk to the producers outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of the time I feel like TV shows, you could talk to the producers
Yeah, there's
and you could talk to people that's actually filming it. The fact that we couldn't talk to anybody was kind of crazy.
Yeah, because most of the time when you're filming reality TV
Mhm.
shows, there's that stopping and starting. You're doing these interviews. You're making a TV show, and it feels like you're making a TV show. And on Special Forces, it did not feel like we were making a TV show. It felt like we were bizarrely agreed to this torture.
Yeah.
And submitted ourselves to it.
Yeah. Would you do it again?
I would.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I could have did it. It didn't look as intense on TV. The thing would make me say, okay, you know what? I'm out. Yeah.
It looked
Yeah.
pretty intense.
Yeah.
It
was intense.
I think for us that have done it, watching it back for people who weren't there, I think they do a decent job in the limited time that they have to
Mhm.
show us struggling. I think Tara, for example, Tara made us all look tougher because of how
Yeah.
much she was struggling. And
Yeah.
so I think they use certain moments of us characters to do that. We got there's these snowy, not mountains, but these incredibly steep hills. It was in the mountains, but we're
Yeah.
walking through the mountains, and then we had to put on these metal claws on our boots.
To try to grip it.
Yeah, because it was so slippery. I mean, we're walking up these steep hills. They were so steep that we had to use our hands.
Exactly.
And then keep in mind, we had to, the show said
And then 30 pounds.
which it wasn't, 35 pounds.
It was heavy. And then I have rocks in my bag because everybody got the sand before me. So now I have rocks in my bag.
So yeah, a little backstory. So our Bergens, we always had a change of clothes. So
Right.
everyone had dry kit, they called it. Then we had our little our little thing we ate dinner out of, and it's a compass, and there were some minor
Other
things in
stuff.
there. But it wasn't that heavy. So to get us up to code or whatever, to weight, if you will, we had to fill our bags with sand that was, tied up so that sand wouldn't get in our shit. But like they deliberately made it heavier than our equipment weighed.
Yeah.
So you had rocks in yours.
I had rocks in mine. Rocks in the bag. I feel like I kind of appreciate the rocks though, because then the sand would have been everywhere.
Yeah.
Meh. I don't know. That's the plus side to it.
But yeah, we were walking, I don't know, a good 20 minutes up and down mountains, steep hills with the bag.
Yeah.
It was hard on the body.
It definitely was.
Watching it back, obviously we saw you go home on the, I don't know, what do they call it? I call it the wall walk or whatever.
Yeah, they would.
Do you wish you would have done it?
Man, I wish that they would have gave me another thing to attach to me. My whole thing was, if this snaps, I'm done. And it's like, then you can't sue anybody because you didn't already sign all these papers. Like, hey, you die, then it's on you.
Yeah.
So I can't get no money for this. Well, not me, but my peoples can't get no money for this. Like, no, that's not fair.
I hear you.
Yeah.
You're putting a lot of faith in one string.
But you know what? I was like, wait a minute. Like when I watched it back, I seen some people, I'm not going to say any names, that didn't do a task and they didn't get sent home. And he gave me like an ultimatum, like, do this or you're going to go home. Okay, I'm going to go home.
Right.
Why not just like let me pass this one? Like how they do in school. No, I'm just kidding. And let me try to do like the next one. I just got sent home.
Yeah.
Kind of messed up.
There was,
number 11.
That did happen. Yeah.
But you know what though? I feel like timing's everything because I was able to, once I got home, I was able to go to my graduation. So I was like, okay.
Your graduation?
Yeah.
Graduation, what did you graduate from?
I got my doctorates.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
In
So
what?
I was able to walk liberal arts.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I was like, this is perfect.
Is it Dr.
Dr. Angela White.
Angela White?
Period.
Yeah.
What did you write your dissertation on?
Well, I got some credits. It was an honorary, but everybody was really upset with me because they qualify as real credits. Look, it'd be like that.
She did it.
It'd be like that.
Do you
She's a
insist
doctor.
on people calling you doctor now?
No, but I was thinking about going to go get my driver's license to say Dr. Angela White.
But you should.
That's
This
kinda
episode
cool.
is definitely going to be called Dr. Angela White.
Yes.
I can guarantee you that.
I went and got some glasses and everything, and I was like, when I put these on, I'm Dr. Angela White.
Hot.
Alter ego.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, speaking of alter egos, obviously you mentioned it. Your persona, Blac Chyna. That's what you've been. Your claim to fame. It's kind of how you got out there.
Mhm.
And you've talked a lot recently about kind of changing that. Now you're Angela.
Exactly. I mean,
What's that like? I mean, is that, yeah. And I guess, are you holding a hard line to that? Are you getting upset with people if they refer to you as Blac Chyna? Or is it kind of like, hey, that's how people know me. There's a lot of value in your name, like Blac Chyna.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's how people know you. That is currency, And so how do you juggle that between wanting people to get to know the new you, Angela, versus Blac Chyna? Like, how do you manage those expectations?
how is it? Blac Chyna's the brand. Blac Chyna's always going to be there, but
Okay.
throughout like the years, I came out in 2008. So everybody's been calling me China, Blac Chyna, Chai, Auntie Chai, like all these things. Dr. Chai. So I was like, you know what? Let me get back to myself. Because it was like, I got to a point to where as though the only time I would hear like Angela, if I was like in some type of trouble. And I was in a lot of trouble, you guys. Blac Chyna was getting me in a lot of trouble. So I was like, you know what? Let me get back to myself and really like who I am. Because I had to separate the two. Like I got Blac Chyna. My claim was, I was a dancer. I don't know if y'all know that. And I was a classical trained dancer, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Ballet.
Ballet and strip club. So
It
I
would
was
be
like,
amazing if you came out on stage and did some ballet.
they're like, this is different. Okay, I could get with it. But I was like, you know what? I want to like separate the two because you'll get really caught up in it, like with the hair and the makeup and this and that, and like having to put this stuff on every day to be like this person, like Blac Chyna. And I'm like, on a day-to-day, I'm Angela. Like, I'm just chill, like chilling in the house and with my kids and with my family. That's Angela. And it's like, okay, if I'm doing a music video or if I'm like going to go to a hosting, it's like, I'm going to give y'all Blac Chyna.
Did Blac Chyna start in Washington? In
Yes.
DC? It
Yes.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you came out to LA.
Yeah, I did a little pit stop in Miami for 4 years. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I went to Johnson & Wales University in Miami. So that's how I got out there. And then I started doing all these magazines and stuff. And then I did Nicki Minaj's stunt double in Monster. And then Drake put me in a song, Miss Me. Call up King of Diamonds into China. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it just kind of went up. And then Tyga came to the strip club. And then we had King.
So that's how you met Tyga, is at the strip club.
Yep, I met him at the strip club. And then we did Rack City, the music video.
Yeah.
And then he fell in love with Blac Chyna.
Obviously.
Yeah.
What was the line that got him? Or who made the first move when you first met him?
He definitely made the first move because he was all like young and skinny and young. It was like the same really like, you know, my go-to, but he was really sweet and like really charming. And I like saw something there. And we was together for 3 years. Yeah.
Okay. What was your favorite and least favorite thing about that relationship?
Favorite thing was it was my first time just being like exposed to like the whole Hollywood thing. You know what I mean? I'm from DC, like I'm in Miami. I have like my stuff going on in Miami, but then LA, I'm like, dang, this is dope. Like paparazzi and stuff. Like this is kind of cool. And I feel like my favorite thing over everything was having King. Like having King in my life.
Yeah.
I love him. His birthday's coming up.
How old will he be?
11. I was like, I have an 11-year-old.
Does that make him a Libra?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm a Libra.
Let's go. When your birthday?
September 28th.
Okay. Are the Libras different September from October?
You're asking the wrong guy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
You guys tell me out there in the comments. No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
But you know that relationship ended. You obviously had King, and that's a gift. Why did that relationship end, and why did you decide to move on?
I feel like it ran its course, and then he started talking to Kylie at the time, which was like I think she was like 16 or something. Yeah, and we was like engaged and stuff. So that's kind of like what ended it.
How did you find out about that?
I feel like the same way everybody else did. The internet. The internet could be brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah.
You found out through the internet that he was talking to Kylie?
Yeah.
Damn.
And how did you know to kind of like take it seriously? Because I feel like so often we see these things where people come forward with these, you know, kind of crazy allegations. Sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. So was there kind of like a gut feeling that you had or a reason that you really...
No, it was actually when Tyga's friends had threw me outside of his house. Yeah. They
What?
packed my stuff up and put it in his truck at the time. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. And you know, I never used to talk about these things, but I'm like, you know what? I think I'm kind of done with all that. And I feel like people need to hear like my side. You
Like
know,
what
it's
you've been through.
Yeah, it's been years. I didn't come out and be the bitter baby mama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean that must be.
I feel like time has passed. It's like whatever.
And that can be
What?
scary too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
at the time when you met Tyga, he's this star. He's, you know, very successful, has a ton of fans.
Yeah.
You're on the come up, so people don't know you as well. And like it's just super scary and intimidating to not only it's almost like you have to not only face them, their friends, you also have to face their audience. And it must feel like you're never given the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like just that whole situation alone was kind of crazy for me. And I never really talked about this until today. Me and Kim, we were really good friends. You know, like I was on her show and all this stuff like that. We lived in the same community. And then her little sister started, you know, talking to Tyga, which was kind of crazy because she was like underage. And everybody had kind of came at me and started attacking me. And it's like, nobody's seeing like the betrayal that was like going on behind my back of me talking to somebody, Kim, and then her little sister, which she has no control over, you know what I mean? Started talking to my fiance and then I get attacked. And it's like, how does that work? But yeah, that was kind of crazy. Yeah. So, and then what makes it even more wilder is like, even the whole thing with me and Rob, like after that, because Rob would like hit me up on the DM and I'm like, okay, what do y'all want now?
Right.
Like, what are y'all, like,
So
like what is
it
it?
felt almost like
It was like, what are y'all trying to do to me
Yeah.
now? Like, dude, why is your brother in my DM? And then I started talking to him and I'm like, okay, like this guy is like actually really cool. And like the type of person I am, if anybody meet me, like I always want to help and like give like a lending hand, especially if I know like you got something. I'm like, you know what, you get up and do your thing. You know what I mean? Like you could pop out or do whatever it is that you want to do and I'll help you. And that's how that happened. And then we just fell in love and then we had dreams.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's crazy as things like may seem like in the beginning. Like, I'm just glad that I was always like relaxing, calm, because now I have my Kingy and my Dreamy, and they just really help shape like the women that I am today. And I'm so grateful for them. I love them.
That's beautiful. But
Yeah.
back to sorry to go.
Yeah.
His friend, you're living with Tyga,
Yes.
and then one day, his friends decide I want to be movers and like packed your shit and like
Packed it
kicked
up.
you out.
Packed it right on up and put it right in the G-Wagon that he had given to me at the moment. And it's so crazy how things just like happen. Because at the time I had just got an apartment, right? Because I was doing 88 Femme, my clothing line. And it became like so big that I had to find like a space. And I'm like, all right, well, let me try to figure out a space for this. So that's when I got the apartment. And I feel like maybe it was probably like, oh, if we put her out, she could just go to that apartment. And that's exactly what I did. I went to the apartment right across the street from the Mercedes dealership. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's like Encino. I was just like, all right, I just got to figure it out for me and King. And that's just exactly what I did. I was so excited though, too. Like, as I'm like, I'm going to get my house. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to go back to DC. That's just out. So I went into like full hustle grind mode. Like, I'm going to figure it out in LA, the hardest place to
figure it out.
be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the dust settled and you chose to bet on yourself and make it work, what was it like co-parenting with Tyga at the time? Breakups are hard enough. But when you have a kid, you have to almost set aside sometimes your own personal feelings for the sake of your child. You made it work. What was that like? Do you feel like he stepped up? Yeah, what was that like?
For the first 4 years of Kingy's life, I had him Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Right? And then that's when I became pregnant with Dream. And it was like the school and this and pregnant and in a new relationship, it was like a lot for me. So then that's when our schedules had changed. So then I had King Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then drop him off to school Monday. So it was like the same amount of days, but we just had to just kind of switch because of the schooling. I was like, I'm just going to be realistic with myself. And this was like the best schedule for me. But other than that, it was all good until like recently this year. And then it dawned on me, like when it even happened, like him like keeping King longer right after I did the case with the Kardashians. You get what I'm saying? So that's when he had kind of snuck that in there. And then along like with me.
Well, I mean, so for anyone who doesn't know, what did he sneak in?
Like trying to keep King, my son, longer days.
Than he should, than what was originally agreed.
Exactly.
You felt like he was maneuvering and kind of making moves that at the time almost felt like maybe he's just enjoying his child, but there was, you feel like there was alternative motives.
Yeah. And I just want to just, lay it all out on the table because that's just what I'm going through.
Where are things now with that?
We're in a custody battle right now. Okay. Yep. Can't wait till it's over with.
I bet that's got to be hard.
Yeah, and it's harder for me because I'm like, I'm not doing OnlyFans. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that, dude. So like, you have obviously more money than me. Why can't we just settle this stuff outside of court? Like talking to you. He didn't want to do that. So now I have to like go to court and it's like all in the blogs. And I'm like, dude, you know what I'm doing. And I feel like just me and him together, we just both don't need this. Like you doing your stuff, I'm doing my stuff. We could have settled this over here. Now I have to do this. And it's just like,
While the world's watching.
Yeah, the whole world's watching. It's like, we could have just had a conversation, man. Give me the days.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Communication is key, you guys, with co-parenting, to answer your question.
Sure, yeah. How's that been on your mental health?
It's been great. Like, I mean, I like block the things that needs to be blocked out. Like, I don't let certain things like bother me as much. And that comes with growth.
Yeah.
It comes with growth and it comes with patience and then seeing like the bigger picture in the end. Because, like when you're going through something, you kind of just react. And it's like, don't like react right now. Like really just see it all the way through. And I see it all the way through. And I know that I'm going to win and have like my time with my son. That's all I ask for. That's it. As a mother.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, we appreciate you being so vulnerable. And I'm sure so many people really appreciate finally getting to hear your side because it does. Yeah. I mean, you're just in a tough spot. Just, I mean, the Kardashians.
Mm-hmm.
What an empire they have. It must be so intimidating just in general. They're super famous. They have a lot of fans. Sure, they have their critics, but like, was that ever just a super intimidating process? I mean, for the people who don't know, what was the court case that you endured with them and what was that experience like, dealing with that?
Just because we had already kind of went through it, discuss it because I'm on NDA.
Gotcha.
Everybody is.
Gotcha.
So it's like one of those things that was kind of like deaded, which I'm actually grateful for on their side and my side. But I will say this, people need to stand up for what they need to stand for. You know what I mean? Don't just fall for anything from anyone. And that goes with anything like in your life. Like if you know what's right and what's right, then you stand for it and you stand on it.
I want to respect, obviously, your NDA, so
Yeah.
feel free to not, answer anything.
No, that's good.
But with that whole experience, was there anything that people had either a misconception of you during the situation or a misconception of anything that was handled between them that you could shed light on?
Yeah, or even just to like make it like more broad. Like you've had these times of being like hyper visible and in the media, and I'm curious, like from the way that you're portrayed in media versus who you are as a person, like what do you think is the biggest discrepancy or misconception?
Honestly, I don't really know. I'm not really sure. But I will tell y'all this though, like moving forward and like what's going on today, like everybody's in a great place.
Well,
like, thank God.
It could be a tough question. I've been asked that question before, like what's the biggest misconception?
Yeah, I'm
I've
like,
been
I
like,
don't
well, what
know.
are the fucking conceptions? You know,
Yeah,
you said you got to stand up for what you stand for. What do you stand for? What is Angela White, the mature person who's lived some life, had her ups and downs. As we sit here today, how do you want people to see you, Dr. Angela White?
I want people to see me like living in my truth, and I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be open just with things moving forward. And I feel like it's not like what you say is like how you do it and how you present it. I'm not going to go like I seen all this stuff and I'm like, dude, I'm not going to go and Twitter fingers and all this and post receipts and all this. No, I'm going to come to my friends now and get it off.
Just clear the air.
Yeah, I just feel like, I just want people to see like, hey, this is me. Like, and just stuff happens.
Is there anything that you feel like you want to get off your chest?
I just can't wait till this is over because I just know that everything is going to elevate just in general.
Yeah.
And I'm just taking it like day by day.
Well, on a positive note, like you're celebrating 1 year of sobriety.
Yes.
What's that been like? I mean, congratulations, first of all.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Woo.
So a round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you have a moment where it was like, you know what? I need to get sober. What was your kind of aha moment or your kind of come to Jesus moment that made you decide in the first place to tackle that very challenging goal to get sober and remain sober? Not very easy for anyone who tries that.
Yeah, it's a very hard thing. I had to teach myself discipline, even with like the drinking and the sobriety and the working out and becoming more closer like to God with my spirituality. Like that stuff takes discipline. It's not like a one-day thing with these things. These are things that you have to continue to do on a daily basis, and it's like all these things that's going to come at you, like through your mind, body, and your soul and your spirit, So I was like, if I stay disciplined, like, all right, this is my set schedule for working out. It doesn't matter if I stayed up the night before, if I got to go to work at a certain time, you're going to work out. You're going to go to church. You're going to read the word. Because a lot of people think, oh, you get baptized. That's it. No. You got to put the work in. Like you have to put the work in. You have to stay in the word because it's so many things that can just come at you. Like, especially like when a lot of eyes are on you, like you're like a target. And sometimes, it can become hard. And I just was like with the sobriety, anybody knows this, just sobriety from like whether it's drugs or alcohol. But for me, it was alcohol. Like I just needed like a clear mind. And I wanted that number one balloon. I'm going for the 2. I was like, I want the balloon. Yeah, and then I just felt like my kids are getting older and I just need to be like 100% clear minded at all times. I don't want to like feel like I'm getting attacked or like blindsided in any way.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Thank
How
you.
are things with your mom?
Good. Man, y'all have to interview her. She's going to have y'all all cracking up.
She is very entertaining.
She's the most funniest person like ever.
Yeah, and when you got sober, I think she was quoted, what she said, Hollywood, it does things to people, it changes you. And to see her, Angela, be different, everybody knows I go in. So it's like, I'm going to go in because I got to pull her out. Tony continued, your mom, seeing her sober, no makeup, no fillers gone. This is who I birthed, Angela. This is who I birthed. Like, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good because that's like, man, everybody wants to make their mama proud, dad proud, somebody. You want to make somebody proud, you know? Even as adults, like I'm 35 years old and I'm like, man, I made my mama proud. Let's go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you've been pretty open about kind of pulling back from lip filler and things like that, was that a difficult choice? I mean, you know, when it comes to that stuff, the fans are mean. They're very critical. You have people like, shit, I've had people like talk about these surgeries I've never had and shit like that. And it's just like, what? And, you know, like, what is, like, but it affects your mental health. It gets to you. And, you know, there's a pressure. And then if you try, you know, say lip filler or Botox or things like that, and then you decide to cut back, well, what are people going to say? Like, how have you navigated that? Or was that easy to do?
It was easy to do. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't at this point. They have a problem if you do it. They have a problem if you don't. But at the end of the day, like, if they're like following you and making comments and stuff, they're just,
They care.
They're just
paying your bills.
confused fans.
But fans nonetheless.
Yeah.
A confused fan. Because you follow everything I do. That's kind of crazy.
I always say it's the critics that pay your bills.
Yeah,
Because they stay invested.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
don't miss the story.
Fans
Yeah.
come and go. You know,
Yeah.
they got some going on, but your critics, they're
I feel
watching
like
your.
groupies come and go.
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Have you ever had to deal with some mean groupies?
Yes.
Meanies.
Like, dang.
Since
That's
you've been so vulnerable, so I'm just going to ask some fun questions. But
Okay.
do you have a crazy meetup story with someone that people don't know about? You know, you've gotten to know a lot of people. You've done some cool music videos. Are there any secrets that Dr. Angela White might be able to reveal?
Like, what's a meetup story?
I don't know. Like, you know a lot of cool people, you know, and like a
crazy
random
one?
hookup or a cool situation. Or did you ever
Hmm.
have a situation where like, I cannot believe that fucking happened?
I do, but I'm on an NDA.
NDA.
How many NDAs have you had to sign because of your extraordinary life?
My wrist hurt.
Carpal tunnel.
No ink and no pins.
Yeah. That's good,
Wow.
though.
I'm curious, like in talking about kind of cosmetic procedures, and if your daughter Dream, like when she was much older, was considering doing that, like what kind of advice would you give to her? Is that something where you'd really try to steer her away from it?
If she's older, I really can't tell her what to do. I probably would have to help her find the perfect person. You know what I mean? I'll be supportive of anything that she does or wants to do, like once she's of age, and I will have to be like totally invested to see like who they are. I'm going to do some crazy background checks on these people. Like, don't be just doing anything now, because I'll get you.
Are there any parenting styles that you took from
Yeah.
your mom to give to your children?
I
Or were
was-
you like, I'm going to start
Let me
fresh?
see. I think just start fresh. And I feel like
Yeah.
I do a lot of things that my mom does. Like looking back, I'm like, dang, my mom used to do this. That's kind of wild. And I'm like, maybe Dream's going to do this. So I
Like what?
there's so many things that Dream does, but she's just funny. Dream's the funniest person, y'all. Like, I can't even explain it. And my mom's funny. I think I'm funny. I don't know. I have to say, I got to wait till she gets a little bit older.
Yeah.
I got to wait till she gets a little bit older to really see like what she done picked up on and how can I like calm it down or rev it up.
Are her and King close?
Very close.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
she
buddies.
loves King. Kingy, my King. I'm gonna get Kingy again. And like
Oh.
King does not play about Dream. Like, what's she doing? It's like, okay, thank God, you know. So I gotta try to keep them as close as possible. Yeah, because I don't want them to like just.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they do live such separate lives, with Dream being so involved in the Kardashians' lifestyle, and then
What's their lifestyle?
just, busy and
You think so?
I
You don't think
know.
that? You don't think that she lives like a normal life?
We don't know. I guess
Yeah.
that's maybe the perception.
Oh yeah, no, she
she lives a normal life.
She lives a normal
She's
life.
chilling.
She's chilling. Guess
Oh.
what? She's at school right now.
Oh.
Yeah, she lives a normal life. It's not like she's on jets and stuff like that. She's not an assistant. She's a kid.
She's not going to Prada Fashion Week.
No.
No. Paris Fashion Week. No.
No, I'm not either. We should go next year.
Y'all should go.
Is that a
Should go.
challenge though?
We-
Because like she does have access to, what the perception is of that
Mhm.
lifestyle. And, Natalie and I, we're having a kid, right? And
Yeah.
we have a lot of conversations living in LA, you mentioned it. It's a weird fucking town. There's some interesting people. There's, but interesting isn't always good when it comes to like
Yeah.
your kids and things like that. In co-parenting different families, how do you try to navigate like the values you want to instill in your kid, but also try to be respectful. But like, how do you discuss boundaries with either Rob or Tyga in terms of what you're all teaching your kids? But how do you navigate that? Because I'm sure that must be a struggle.
It's not really a struggle without like the glitz and the glam and things like that. Everybody is like normal people. Just like how you have Blac Chyna and Angela White, we know when to turn things on and turn it off.
Okay.
When you're around like family and friends, you're not doing all that. You know what I mean? You like, yo, what's up? You know, like
Right.
just chilling and whatnot. And Rob is like really like chill and like mellow. Tyga is too. When he's performing, I'm pretty sure he's not performing in front of King.
Sure.
I mean, that'd be kind of like, I mean, that would be cool. But once they're probably at home, like it's just like, that's my dad, that's my son. And then with Rob, that's my daughter, that's my dad.
I mean, that's true. Rob is not really in the limelight anymore. So I do feel like he probably lives a more
Like more
calmer
chill.
life than
Yeah.
the rest of them.
Despite whatever differences you might have had with
Yeah.
either Tyga and Rob, do you feel like both of them have the best interest in your kids?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. If I felt otherwise, I would be seeking full custody from both of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
On Special Forces, you talked about some other upcoming projects.
Yeah.
What do you got going on? What can you talk about it?
NDA.
I'm gonna start just using that to use that.
Yeah, for real.
No, I can't talk about that today.
NDA.
Other than that, I've been focusing on my new businesses, Heart's Pure brand and Heart's Pure Fitness, a cooking show, reality show,
Damn.
and just like my kids and really just focusing on myself. I feel like for so many years, I just focused on like all the business stuff and all this like riffraff. But like, I'm like, let me just focus on myself because without me, like I'll be done. You know, like if I'm not good, like how can anything else be good? Like how could the kids be good? How could I like treat people kind and have patience and like move forward with different things? So I think that's kind of just really what I'm working on.
What is Heart's Pure? What is the vision behind it?
Oh, Heart's Pure is my luxury hairline, which I
Okay.
have it in right now.
Stunning.
Thank you. I have a salon that's actually not too far from here. It's
Oh,
in
really?
Encino. And then I did a mobile salon.
I
I could show you pictures of it. I haven't posted yet, but I'll show you pictures. Fire.
Yeah, that is cool. So you just like drove around and parked and
So it's not like all the way up it's up and running, but I'm still like in the process of it. So it's a lot of things that you have to do like with the businesses. I have to get like a mobile license for like from the board. It's like all the background business stuff. And that's the stuff that I love doing, figuring it out on the business side.
you like paperwork.
I love it. NDAs. No, I'm just kidding.
NDAs. Obviously.
And for cooking, do you enjoy cooking? What are some dishes that you make?
I love cooking. I love cooking. I love eating too. I think the first quarter it might come out. The first quarter. That's what they told me. It better come out the first quarter. So that's going to come out. I already filmed that and I filmed it with some of like my friends from like celebrity friends and stuff like that. Like I have Karen Civil on there, Bad Baby. I have some interesting people on there. Like fun, different aspects of life.
We got a chance to meet your boyfriend, Derek.
Yes.
Seems like a lovely gentleman.
Yeah, he's so sweet.
How'd you guys meet?
We met in 2019. That's when we initially met, but then we started really getting closer and closer like a few months ago. And it's been great.
What's your favorite thing about the relationship?
The communication and the honesty and the vulnerability. I think that's the best thing. That's what I love. I love that because I feel like a lot of men isn't like open and they don't communicate. No
That's
shit.
true. That's true.
No, that's okay.
It's tell me what's wrong. No,
Yeah.
tell me what's going on.
I'm
I
fine.
can help.
But do you feel like Derek is more receptive to that, more open?
Yeah, and he pays attention to like details and he's like invested in the things that I'm invested in and I'm invested in the things that he's doing. Because I feel like a lot of times it be kind of one-sided in relationships and it's like we balance each other out.
That's great.
Or it's
Yeah.
like one-sided or it's competitive and then you feel weird to
Yeah.
like, so he just fully supports you in everything.
Fully
That's amazing.
supports, yeah. And I'm so grateful for that.
What was his reaction to you going on Special Forces?
He was like, well, I can't believe that you're doing that. He's like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm like, you couldn't do it? He's like, no way I couldn't do it.
Watching it back, has he been like super turned on?
He's like, yeah.
No, go baby.
How is he with the kids? Like,
Good.
I think a lot of single moms out there worry and struggle about finding someone, if they have kids. Was that a conversation with Derek? What's it been like? How has he been, helping you when you have the kids?
It's been great. I feel like the kids, like, he's just like super cool and super like respectful and knows like when to give that space for mommy and me time with the kids. And it is hope for like, you know, women that have kids. That's not like a deal breaker. Let me just be the first to say that. The thing about it is I feel like it even helps even more because a man is able to see like how you are with your kids. So if a guy like leaves you because you have kids, it's not the kids, it's you.
Oh.
And that's straight up because you have to, yeah.
Okay. And
like it's the woman, yeah.
You sound like you're speaking from personal experience.
Personal experience, yeah. Because if a guy sees a woman and really sees like how invested that you are in your kid's life and how much love and attention and supportive that you are like with your kids, he's like, dang, like I want, you know, I want that.
How are you?
If they want kids with you, I'm just saying, or if they want to be with you.
How are you different as a partner now than you were in the past?
I'm more like relaxed, more calm. I feel like I'm more stable than I was before.
Okay.
Like stability is like key for me, and that's just something that I always like strive to have because I have to be able to like fall back on something. That's why I'm like always trying to like do different things and invest in like different businesses or trying something else out, whether it's like the acting or like the music or special forces and just all these different things. Yeah.
Special forces, the DSs kind of gave you some grief for your temper.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was a fair characterization? Is that something you have had to work on in the past? And kind of where do you stand now with that perception?
I feel like they wasn't listening to me when my knees was hurting. I'm like, I'm not giving you attitude. My knees then gave out. Like, dude, it's cold.
I can't
And
walk.
when they made us do the duck walks and the squats and the lunges, like, come on, like my knees.
Is that what did it, you think?
That's what did it.
Yeah.
We had to hold the rock and the burpees.
Yeah, no, we had to hold these rocks that we had to grab. And then the duck walks, for anyone who doesn't know, is when you basically squat down with your butt as close to the ground, your knees up, and walk while you're holding a fucking boulder. And we had to do that around the whole thing.
And then we had to sprint everywhere.
Everywhere.
And then the bed was crunchy. So my knees are crunched. It just was a crunchy situation. And then the cold too. The cold is, once that cold gets to your knees, you're done.
And then Brian was irritating you.
Brian, you know what? That's my guy now. What's up, Brian? That's my guy now. Like after that, he was like, "Whoa, she's not to be played with." I'm like, and after that, we were cool. You saw that though.
I did.
Yeah, he was helping
you were
me.
Like, I'm from DC, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. She's not messing around.
Like after that, like he was helping me with my boots and like helping me just helping me with stuff. Like when I had to do things, we had rode back in the cars together and things like. We got actually really cool. We was joking. We spent a lot of time together after that.
I think it made sense. I mean, he said in his interview he likes to poke the bear, so maybe he just was having fun.
He's a little
I think he wanted to see something. He got it. I'm like, man, I can't believe I didn't let this man get me like that. But then if I would have just stared at him, he would have kept messing with me.
That's true. He would have kept poking.
Yeah.
But he's definitely stopped messing with you after that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite female rapper?
Favorite female rapper? I don't have a favorite right now. I have some friends, you know, and I'm not going to do any like favoritism, but I feel like the music industry right now is like different. It's like way different. And that my selection of like listening to certain music is like very different. I like listening to a lot of oldies. I love a good oldie.
Oh, like what?
I like Earth, Wind and Fire. I was listening to actually Nickelback earlier. I was jamming to
Nickelback?
Yeah, I was listening.
What's your favorate Nickelback?
I
feel like I'm asking Blac Chyna that.
Yeah, I like.
Or is that Angela?
What is it? Save me, say it for me, say it to me,
yeah.
and I'll leave this life behind me. Say it.
Love it.
Loves Nickelback.
Loves Nickelback. I feel like that's the great reveal of this episode. Blac Chyna loves Nickelback.
I would love a follow back. Hello.
I got a question for you. Drake recently did Halle Berry dirty. Are you worried about that with his music album cover?
With her getting covered in slime.
So,
but what? Why?
Well, you know the man. I don't know the man, but I am curious. So, he launched a new album,
right?
And there's this photo of Halle Berry being slimed on some show. Yeah. And you know how this shit works, right? If we get popped, I'm like, we don't own the photo. right?
Yeah. Oh man, I
right?
got sued one time. No, you don't hold the photo.
Yeah.
You don't
So
own it.
tough lessons sometimes we learn. But Drake wanted to use this photo of Halle Berry on his album cover, and it's her like being slime. So he reached out to her and like asked for her permission. It's like, hey, you cool with me doing this? And she was like, nah, I'm like, not. I'd rather you not. But because she doesn't own the photo, he was like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm doing it anyways. Despite her asking him not to, but he didn't have to pay her. He just had to go to whoever owned the photo, right?
What does it mean though?
What is the photo? I don't to Drake.
Yeah, what does it mean? Like,
That's a good question.
I don't get
you know
it.
the man. What do you think it means?
I don't know, Drake. What does it mean?
Drake, what does it mean?
Like, I don't know.
The slime maybe has slimy.
But what do you make of him being willing to ask her permission, but after he didn't get it, saying, fuck it, I'm still going to do it?
I don't know. The fact that he has Halle Berry's number, I think that's kind of cool. Big up to Drake. That's what I got from that. She probably blocked him, but
he doesn't have it anymore. But he did have it.
Yeah.
The single is called "Slime You Out."
See,
that's why
this is one of those things.
This
is like one of those things that we don't really know the real true story, and we could just be talking about it, and they're like sitting home like it didn't happen like that.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Is your perception of Drake, or do you have a good opinion of Drake? Is he respectful?
Yeah, Drake is good.
How did that happen? Him putting you in the song?
Cause I was just that girl, But before that, I was in Nicki's video. So
he saw you in Monster.
Well, I was a stunt double, so I don't know.
How'd you become a stunt double?
Cause me and Nicki had favored, but I was so hot in Miami, and they just asked me to be her stunt double in Monster with Kanye West and Rick Ross and Jay-Z. This was a long time ago. I've been out for a long time. Blac Chyna ran her course, baby.
She's been around for a minute.
This is great though. It's cozy in here.
You having fun?
I'm having a blast. So can we just talk about
whatever you want to talk about?
Baby.
The bun in the oven?
What advice do you have for me? I'm going to be a girl dad.
So obviously you guys are together.
We're together.
Yeah, give me some background. Like, what's up?
We've been together for 3 years.
Okay.
We got engaged in January.
Mm-hmm.
We're having a little girl.
Nice.
What advice do you have for being new parents, being parents of a girl? What do you have?
Communication, of course. Communication and, giving each other some space. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like when you're around a person 24/7, and obviously I don't know if y'all work together all the time, how that works, but y'all have to give each other time to like miss each other.
Okay.
Always know that you're beautiful. Pay her compliments all the time, every day, all day. No, I was kidding. All day, every day, because we love them. Women, we love that.
We do.
Nice things, surprises from both. It doesn't have to be one way.
Right.
You can surprise him.
I'm surprising him with this baby, but
I don't think it's a surprise. I think y'all both was in on
You're
it.
right. He does know.
I think y'all
There's
both
no majority about it.
Y'all both was there. Let's see. And raise your baby like at your own pace. Because I know how like sometimes parents want to get involved. Grandparents want to get involved. Like raise your baby how you want to raise your baby girl.
That's good
Great
advice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On the topic of advice, we have an
Are you
opportunity.
up for giving some relationship advice from a caller?
Yes, he
Hell
was
yeah.
in.
Let's do it.
Hello.
All right. It's time for texting office hours. Let's see if we can solve some of the relationship problems.
Let's go.
Well, all you people out there walking the streets of whatever city you're in, or maybe you like a good hike, you got to check out Vessi. They are making some incredible waterproof shoes, waterproof sneakers, really. Because most of the time when you have to think of like waterproof shoes, you're thinking of like clunky boots and things like that. Well, with Vessi, they are making some incredibly comfortable, stylish shoes that are completely waterproof. You all know what it's like to be, for example, all you people living in New York, many of you I know listening to this show, you're out and about, you find some rain finds you. Boy, those subways flood up pretty quickly. And the worst thing that can happen is you get kind of caught in a puddle, or, maybe you step in a puddle. And then you don't want wet, damp feet all day. Well, Vessi makes it possible to keep those feet dry and comfortable and stylish like never before.
When you're traveling, I think it is so important to find footwear that's like versatile because shoes take up so much luggage space. And so a waterproof sneaker is such a game changer because it means if you have a day where you're going to go on a hike or maybe you want to walk on the beach and get a little bit closer to the water, you can have that built in, go on your adventure while also having like a nice pair of sneakers to wear to dinner that night.
I feel like Vessi's for everyone, but I feel like it really was made for someone like yourself, Amanda.
Thank you.
Someone who's really just kind of
on the go.
Really don't know where you could end up at any given day.
Absolutely.
Well, get that versatility, comfort, and most importantly, that dryness with Vessi. They also have some wonderful gloves, some nice lining gloves. So if, fall weather, you're like walking the dog, the type of gloves that you can actually function with, If you're like me and you want to be ready for anything, rain or shine, or if you have a trip coming up and you don't know what to expect on your travels, you got to head to Vessi.com/VIALL and get yourself a pair today. You won't regret it. Go to Vessi.com/VIALL and get 15% off your first order. That's Vessi.com/VIALL for 15% off your first order. Amanda, did you know that poor sleep can cause weight gain, mood issues, poor health, and lower productivity?
I'll tell you, I feel bad after a night of bad sleep and I don't work as hard.
Listen, bad sleep affects us all, and whatever we can do to get better sleep, we need to look into. Part of getting good sleep is having a good kind of going to bed routine. I'm talking about, what do you do to unwind? What do you do to kind of let the stresses of the day kind of release from your body? Well, you got to check out Beam. I just discovered the Beam Dream Powder. It has been helping me fall asleep. Their best-selling healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. Now available in delicious flavors like sea salt caramel, cinnamon cocoa, my favorite, and chocolate peanut butter. Better sleep has never tasted better. Dreams contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, melatonin, and nano CBD to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. A clinical study revealed that Dream helped 93% of users wake up feeling more refreshed. I'm one of those 93%. And 93% reported that Dream helped them get more restful night's sleep.
And it's nice. You can mix it in with hot water. You can use milk. I'm a big almond milk gal these days. So it's nice to have a powder that is so versatile for combination with your favorite drink. And like you were saying, it's just such a great way to wind down before bed and tell yourself that you've entered the calm zone.
Make yourself a warm, delicious cup with no added sugar with the Beam Dream Cocoa. Find out why Forbes and New York Times are talking about Beam and why it's trusted by the world's top athletes and business professionals. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/VIALL and use code VIALL at checkout. That's shopbeam, BEAM.com/VIALL and use code VIALL for up to 40% off. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
I am Veronica, and I have to walk down the aisle with my ex-situationship that I still have feelings for.
How old are you, Veronica?
I'm 19 years old.
Okay. 19. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Ex-situationship, walking down the aisle. Who's getting married?
They are.
Our best friends. So my best friend is his best friend's fiance.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And how old are they?
My best friend is 18 and his best friend is 19. And he's also 19.
Why are we getting married so early?
So early.
And they've only been dating for 8 months.
Okay.
Oh.
This isn't about them. All right. Why? So tell us about this situationship. You know how I feel about them.
Okay. I know. So we went to the same high school.
Okay.
And we were friends then. And we talked a little bit. I had a little crush on him, but then I transferred high school. So we stopped talking. Fast forward to like 4 years later, my best friend starts dating his best friend. And then we start doing stuff together all the time. We worked a wedding together. We go on double dates. We like went bowling and we would go out to eat and we would go to the movies. And he would always pay for me when we went to those things. So that made me think that he liked me. And we ended up going to the same college. And he asked me to be his gym partner. So we started going to the gym together every morning. And I'm thinking, okay, this is moving in the right direction. And then I asked him, I kind of confessed my feelings for him the other day, because I'm like, at this point, we've been talking, texting for like 6 months. and he still hasn't made a move. So I confessed my feelings for him. And after all of that, he friend zoned me and told me he sees me as a close friend.
Okay, who wants to start?
Go ahead, please.
You know what? What I'm getting from this, I think that he really cares about you, number one, right? Number two, the friend zone sometimes is not a bad thing because that way you can really get to know a person first and then go into like a real relationship. And I feel like that's the problem with these people or people today in relationships. It's like, you like me, I like you, we go together. And then you know what happens because y'all didn't build that friendship? It goes, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, no more.
I hear you.
That's what I think. But y'all could go.
She makes a great point. I mean, obviously, I think people definitely rush into relationships. You're aware of your youth, your age. I mean, and I know.
Yeah.
I hope not to sound condescending or anything like that. And I'm sure 19 to you doesn't even feel that young.
Yeah, I'm ready to get married, Nick.
Oh, wow.
But nevertheless, I hope that you have many, many years ahead of you.
Yeah.
And I hope that you think about that. So, and you're like trying to figure out what you should do about this wedding, I guess? Like, is there
Yeah, so the day after he friend zoned me, he still wanted to keep working out together because we're still friends. And he still wanted to be gym partners. And I was like, well, I kind of really liked you. And I don't feel like I can move on if we're still going to the gym together every day. And also, everyone who sees us in the gym thinks we're dating because we're laughing, we're dancing, we're working out together every day. People think we're dating. And then no guy's going to come up to me. Then I get friend zoned, and the next day our best friends get engaged and we find out that we're the maid of honor and best man. So it's like, he's not going to be out of my life.
No, I mean, it's just one day, it's a wedding. So there's a difference between going to a wedding and him walking down the aisle and being workout partners forever or becoming best friends. And I think it is important when you're developing a relationship to build a friendship first, like Angela said. I also think it's important not to necessarily...
And get real cute too.
Yeah, but also you don't want to...
Okay.
You don't want to give him a free preview or actually give him everything he wants out of a relationship for free while not holding him to the expectations that he needs to deliver on and things that you need out of a relationship. So if you are going to keep hanging out with him as friends, and also what you need to do, I think you need a date for the wedding. That's not him. Do you have a plus one?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I mean, I don't have a specific person, but I have options.
Because if you
let me pull up the roster.
But here's the thing: if you want to be his friend, you got to be his friend. The mistake people in your situation make is do that whole like, well, I'll pretend to be their friend because that's all they want, but then I'm going to say yes to all the boyfriend and girlfriend things that he wants to do, like go to movies, go to dinner, introduce each other to each other's families, work out, whatever it is. And then he has access to you whenever he wants. But then when he's just like, oh, I have a date, and he talks to you about girls he might be hooking up with, as friends sometimes do, it gets fucking weird. So he wants to be friends. Give him the friendship that he claims he wants, which is you get to fucking date other people. You get to talk to him about other women or other men, or women, whatever you're into. And so, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I would do with my friends. When I talk to my friends about my dating life when I was single, I would fucking tell them. I would ask for advice. And it didn't matter their gender. My women friends, I would talk to them about women I liked. Same way I would my male friends. So show him what it's like to be your friend. And you will find out quickly whether he actually just wants to be friends with you or not.
I love that.
Okay. Yeah, I love that too.
That was great.
Do you guys think it's normal that he paid for me?
Is that all?
I think it's normal.
Did y'all hook up? Did y'all kiss? Did y'all hold hands? Did you?
No, it was never physical.
It was just, or did he ever verbally say anything that like, oh, you look beautiful today. I love your outfit. Did
Even
he ever
that's tricky because he can just
would, compliment me.
Friends compliment friends.
But
I can see how I can see that and him paying for everything and
no, I can see how you receive it. Yeah, but I think it's just a common mistake that happens that when you're on the hopeful side of the situation, you hope that it turns into something more. So people in your shoes often make the mistake of looking at every nice thing they do or every gesture and see it as a sign that they like you. But friends do pay for each other's meals, compliment each other, hang out, go to movies, introduce each other to each other's families, take vacations together. That's what friends do. And while not as common, there are friends who are straight males and straight females can be platonic friends. So you don't want to misread those situations. Right now, he's saying he wants to be friends with you, and you have to take him at his word. And the only way to test him is to get another date, to start dating around and talk to him about it.
I actually have been going on dates throughout our whole talking with this guy. I've been like, well, he's not making a move, so I have to keep my options open. So I've gone on lots of dates. I just haven't liked anyone the way I like this guy.
That's okay. And you might not for a while because it's hard to meet someone you like. But when he asks, the important thing is to never give him a glimpse of whatever challenges you have in dating. As far as he's concerned,
You're thriving.
You're thriving. You're playing the field. You're having a good time.
A blast.
And then when you meet someone you like, great. Share it with him. Never express to him your disappointment when it comes to your dating life.
When's the wedding?
Okay.
Yeah, when is the wedding?
We haven't decided yet. This is the thing. Since my best friend is 18, she's like, doesn't know how to plan a wedding. So I'm basically 1 year old.
I don't know how to plan a wedding, and I'm fucking 43.
18.
So we haven't picked a date yet, but it's going to be in 2024.
Okay.
Sweet.
And, just an aside, maybe if your friend at any moment says to you, hey, am I moving too fast? Feel free to say maybe or yes,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's her decision. It's her life. She's an adult. But, feel free to ask some tough questions to your friend.
Yeah. Live a little.
It's really hard to get out of
I feel
relationships
like I'm
when
not a
lawyers are
good
involved.
person for that because I'm also the jump into it kind of girl.
Where do you live at? Where are you from?
Like around Georgia, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
In the South.
Okay.
In the South. I love the South.
Yeah. People love to
Yeah.
hitch their wagons quickly
Woo.
down there.
Yeah.
I think with the wedding, knowing that it's like coming down, that it's this event that's going to happen at some point, and also knowing that it's like you're going to be in this situation that's probably feels very romantic. Like if I were in that situation, I would be worried about myself, like not being so honest about how much I was like over this guy or not putting energy into him. And I think like when I have felt like that in the past, the thing that has like really helped me is, and it sounds cliche, it's not a hot take, but the whole like, I don't want to date someone who doesn't want to date me, like really connecting to that, being like, I am not trying to date someone who I have to like lobby or convince or persuade. Like that is like a fundamental non-negotiable for me dating someone, is that they want to date me and they choose, like, and so I think if that's at all helpful, that's for me like the thing that has been the most powerful when I'm kind of like stuck in like a little bit of yearning.
And it's another one thing to maybe look out for, counterintuitive to friendship, but you clearly have other friends. He's not the friend you should be vulnerable with. He doesn't deserve access to your vulnerability. Let other friends be the friends that you talk to about your tough days or your frustrations. As far as he is concerned, you are a thriving queen that other people are desperate to have access to.
Yeah.
And he needs to feel, you want to be more mysterious than anything with him, and unavailable and in demand. And you should be thinking about that. That should be his perception of you.
That's exactly what my grandma said, and I didn't listen to her.
There you go.
Okay, Grandma.
Preach, Grandma.
There it is.
All right. Do we have a plan?
I think so.
Okay.
Circle back after the wedding and let us know how it went.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. I
Okay.
definitely will.
Okay.
I'm going to find a date.
Yes, find a date.
Find it. Definitely bring a date to the wedding.
Yes.
Ideally,
will.
make sure that they're hotter than him.
Yes, I will make sure.
Yeah. Okay. And at least 1 inch taller.
Yes.
Yes.
Won't be too hard.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right.
Period.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in.
Okay, thank you guys.
All right,
Bye.
take care.
Bye.
Angela,
Yes.
have we covered everything that you want to cover?
I think so.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Liars.
Liars.
Yeah.
What's an ick you have?
Yeah.
What's an ick?
An ick?
Yeah.
Like something a man does that just can immediately turn you off.
Lying.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm such a cool person. You don't gotta lie to me. And it's like you ain't gotta lie to me. You know,
You're
I'm a cool
understanding.
person. Yeah.
What was the most heartbreaking lie ever told to you?
NDA.
Just give her a chance.
No. Heartbreaking lie. I never really got my heart broken like that.
But like, I mean, clearly I'm saying lying, you feel very strongly about it. Where does
Right.
that, I mean, obviously no one likes being lied to.
But one that like really
But
hurt.
when someone does and it really, you feel burned for it, it affects you.
Saying that you want to be with me and then cheating, I mean, that's heartbreaking. That sucks.
Yeah.
Was that Tyga?
I'm just saying, it's just in general. I'm not going to say any names.
Gotcha. She is nothing if not respectful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to keep it cute. We're going to keep it cute and classy and stuff, but yeah.
A question we always say we're going to ask our guests, but rarely do. What's your favorite smell? And what do you think it says about you?
Ooh, my favorite smell is vanilla.
Mm.
I love vanilla scents, like soft linen,
And what do you think that
Ooh.
says?
that I'm breezy
Ooh.
Okay.
Easy, breezy,
and soft. I just like
beautiful.
soft things, like soft.
Angela, it was
Anything
real
cozy.
fun to get to know you better.
Thank you.
It was an absolute pleasure getting to know you on Special Forces.
Thank you.
If there is an all-star season, I'd love to see you back on it.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll do it together. Where can the people find you? Where can they follow you? You know, support all the great things that you're doing.
Hello, everyone. You can go to houseofblacchina.com to find everything. And I'm working on some stuff on there. But houseofblacchina.com.
Okay. Well, go to houseofblacchina.com, follow Angela, follow Blac Chyna, however you want to see her. It was an absolute pleasure getting to know you. Ton of
Thank
fun.
you.
I hope to see
Thank
more
you.
of you. Thanks for being so
Yes.
honest and vulnerable. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all so much.
Don't forget to send in those questions at asknick@theviallfiles.com for all things texting office hours, sweating the wedding, mediation, Ask Nick. You know the drill. We are back tonight live for another episode of Better Date Than Never. Be sure to check that out. Tell your friends. And
Tell everybody.
be sure to check out Special Forces.
I have
What?
one more question.
Shoot.
How far did you get?
I can't tell you. I'll tell you when we get done.
Okay. I got the NDA.
NDA. NDA. All right, bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.